Communication is a basic right of life. We take it for granted. Without it, people treat you differently, and sometimes you can become invisible. I'm Jan.
I'm Blair.
Miles and Heidi. When Miles was born, expectations were set really low, non-verbal, possibly not even walking. That was pretty overwhelming.
It was a pretty frightening prospect looking ahead for the next few days, let alone a few weeks and months and years.
When we started speech and language therapy, we used a lot of visual props. They enabled us to see what Miles was actually thinking. That was really exciting, Yeah, like we started to get to know him. Miles' speech and language therapy now is done by his teacher aide at school.
Miles just goes to a regular school, so he's been able to integrate, much more seamlessly than he would have without any therapy.
The UpsideDowns Trust was initially set up by parents who started private speech and language therapy for their children. The cost of this type of therapy is prohibitive. UpsideDowns Trust is not funded at all by the government. Without it, Miles wouldn't be able to receive this type of intervention.
The truth is it's just so expensive that without help like we get from UpsideDowns, we just couldn't do it most probably.
The fact that Miles can communicate with us allows him to be so much more a part of our family. He can contribute, tell jokes, and really be a sibling.
It's vital for Miles to be able to communicate because without getting anything back from him, we can't get to know him even on a very basic level. Once he communicates, we see all those aspects of Miles that we didn't see before. We see a sense of humour, we see a fun little boy, and a really lovely little guy actually. Well, we think Miles will grow to be an independent adult in much the same way as anyone else will. He may need some help along the way, but the picture's changed quite dramatically, I think, from having such low expectations set at the beginning to where we are now. He will possibly become a fully functioning employee, and he will absolutely be a contributing member of society.
We've been very lucky with our speech and language therapist actually. That's one of the gifts that she gave us the day she arrived actually, was to have expectations, high expectations of these children. They're really capable. They're really capable of learning and contributing, and he's going to be really successful.
Please help set the trust.